Welcome to the Living Greatly channel with me, Anna McKinley. So it's the weekend today. Yeah! And in honor of that, we're going to do some myth busting. And the myth that I want to bust with you today is the myth that hard work leads to success. Does that one ring any bells for you? Like many people, I grew up watching both my parents work hard, work into the evenings, put in the extra hours on the weekend, all of that kind of thing. And then you go to school and get the same message from teachers. You've got to do the work, get the grades, get the good jobs, do the work, get the promotion, all of that jazz. Does that ring any bells with you? And we're hearing it more and more these days, right? A lot of people put in long hours, and a lot of people have bought into the myth of the hustle, often even having side hustles alongside the job, all for the dream of someday having what? Burnout, a heart attack, right? Um, but look, let's really look at it. Let's bust this myth, because I want to ask you, how many people do you know in your life who work hard, who do the long hours, who've been doing it for years? We know quite a few, right? And a lot of them would not see themselves as being particularly successful. So here's the thing we've got to ask ourselves. If we know that lots of people are working hard and not getting success, does that really stack up? But look, I want to just raise the question with you. What if this hard work belief is just that, a belief, and a false one at that? A commonly held false limiting belief that's actually doing us harm. In fact, I'd like to think of yourself just for a moment. Imagine that you were a top athlete, that you're at the top of your game, at the top of your career, you're training for the Olympics. You're working with your coach and you're going, oh, I want to get the gold medal. I want to get the gold medal. I want to train hard every single day until the big event. Do you think your coach would actually let you do that to achieve your goal? Of course they wouldn't. We know that, right? As a peak athlete, what you're going to have is you're going to have a carefully put together program of training. And that program of training is going to include some hard, full on days where you just give it your all. And then it's going to include some lighter days where you're doing lighter training. And it's even going to include some days where you give your body some rest. It's going to include active recovery time actually built into your plan to help your body and your mind to recover when necessary and to help you to actually be positioned to tap into your full capacity and perform at your peak when the big event comes around. That's how it works for athletes, right? So why on earth, if we're wanting to perform at our best in other fields, why would it be any different? It's not athletics, no, but it's still largely a mind game, and we're still tapping into our resources mentally and physically, whatever it is that we do. Our mind and body are linked, right? And the thing is that if we don't allow our mind and our body to have good quality recovery time, we actually are never going to be able to tap into our full potential and all of the resources that we have at our disposal, right? Here's what happens. If we go hard all the time, in whatever our field of work is, we actually find that we erode our performance. We become disengaged, we start to become burned out, we start to become less productive, we lose our capacity to be creative. The way that our brains work, our human brains, is our brain needs downtime in order to perform at its best. Our brain, for us to be able to tap into all of the resources available to us between our two ears, our brain actually needs a break from hard thinking, cognitive thinking time, in order to process everything, in order to be able to do the creative thinking, in order to be able to find solutions for us. That stuff actually happens when we're not pushing it, when we're not thinking, 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 working, working, working. That stuff actually happens. The real magic happens when we stop. Think about it. When do people have the best ideas? Think about this in your own life, people that you know, maybe people that you've read about. The research shows very clearly that actually the best ideas, whether business ideas or other creative ideas, they actually come to people when we're not working. The top things when we're driving, when we're on holiday, when we're walking out and about or in the shower. These are the times when the best creative ideas come to us, when we're actually switched off, our mind is at rest, and our thoughts are able to wander, right? And these are the ideas, the opportunities that often just take us light years ahead in our business and in our lives. I'll just repeat that key part. These ideas come to us when we're not working. So if we're working hard all the time, what does that do for our ability to be innovative, for our ability to be solution finders, for our ability to actually think and work creatively? Totally impairs it, right? Another thing to bear in mind is that when we're hustling, when we're putting in the hard work and putting in the long hours, one of the first things to go is our sleep, right? The quality of our sleep is eroded, and often the quantity of our sleep is eroded. And again, there's research on this. We know that sleep is vital for our brain health and for our mental function. And in particular, when our sleep is impaired, when we're sleep deprived, our ability to concentrate and focus is reduced, and our short-term memory function is reduced. So, we forget words, we forget spellings, we forget people's names. Sometimes we forget our own names. Sometimes we forget our children's names. Right? I'm only half joking there. But this is what happens when we're sleep deprived. The neurons in our brain just are not firing in the same way, and that actually impairs our performance. We just have to look at traffic accident statistics for that, and the number of traffic accidents that occur and are caused because people were sleep deprived. In fact, sleep deprivation has been compared, in terms of its effects, has been compared to being drunk, to the impacts of alcohol. So why would we want to take that into our businesses, right? So something else. If you're not already convinced, here's another one for you. If we look at successful people and look at the hours they put in and the amount of sleep they have, guess what? People who are at the top of their game, whether it's entrepreneurs, business people, top performers in the performing arts and other fields, sports people, they work fewer hours and get more sleep, generally speaking, than the average person. They're very conscious and intentional about it, and they protect that very carefully. So they work fewer hours, but in those hours, they're much more focused and productive, and they protect their sleep, and they get good, better quality sleep because they put the systems in place to make that happen, and they plan for it, and they protect it. And that is part of why they're successful. In fact, they know that's why they're successful, and that is why these top performers, you can look at any examples, the top performers actually are very careful around sleep and downtime and building active recovery into their day. It's actually part of the formula for peak performance. So, in honor of the weekend, let's all take that myth that hard work is necessary for success and give it the respect it deserves, which is tossing it in the rubbish bin for good, letting that one go, and actually changing the way we look at things to put in good quality work and program in active recovery for yourself, some downtime, and most importantly, making sure that you're doing whatever it takes to get some good quality sleep. All right. I know that can be a challenge for a lot of people, but it's super, super important. I'm going to invite you right now to think, what is one thing you can do right now to get more downtime, recovery time, or sleep into your daily routine. Just one thing that you could shift now to get more you time, and start doing that right away, because you'll find that over time that makes a really big difference, not just to your productivity and the quality of your results, but also for the quality of your life. And we've only got one, so we might as well make it a good one. So, hey, I hope that served you. The moral of the story is less hard work, more recovery and you time, and let's have a more balanced, enjoyable, fun, and successful life. Here's to you, and I'll see you same channel tomorrow. Bye for now.